This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and this day is dedicated to trying out Rakdos Sacrifice with ARCHFIEND'S Vessel. ARCHFIEND'S Vessel, when you play it from the graveyard, gives you a 5/5 flying demon. And Rakdos Sacrifice was already one of the better, if you ask me, the best shell for best of one. So adding in this graveyard interactive demon strategy was something I've wanted to do since the card was spoiled. But it does have its issues. Definitely easy to bounce a 5/5 demon with Teferi and get a lot of value out of that. Also, the graveyard hate is at an all-time high. The amount of Graph Diggers, Cages, and Scavenging Oozes is not going down. Makes it a lot harder to get value from ARCHFIEND'S Vessel. But I still want to try out the cards. So today is dedicated mainly to a Rakdos Sacrifice shell, which is already pretty powerful, and 5/5 Flying Demons. The new cards in the deck are the Vessel itself and Village Rites, which is a good way to get the Vessel in the graveyard and keep the card draw going and keep the deck all gassed up, especially without cards like Midnight Reaper or Liliana's Standard Bearer or Mayhem Devil. Village Rites is important for keeping the pressure on. Why don't we have those cards? Because we're a Lurrus deck. I tried Lurrus in the main deck and it was okay, but I still ran into this problem where if I had an ARCHFIEND'S Vessel and I didn't draw a call and I didn't draw Lurrus, it was just a bad 1/1. But when Lurrus is your companion, you at some point get access to it in every single game. And it's kind of easy to channel some extra mana from Priest into the Cat Nightmare so that the companion cost isn't as high as it looks. And aside from that, the deck just plays a number of other good surroundings for Rakdos Sacrifice shell. I think the card you're going to look at and be confused about is Careless Celebrant. Why Careless Celebrant? Careless Celebrant with Lurrus, of course, comes back, and then you can sacrifice it to Rites or Witch's Oven or Priest and deal 2 damage to a Planeswalker or a creature. But why not Footlight Fiend, a card I've enjoyed a lot? Well, there's this card called Stonecoil Serpent, and when your opponent is hitting you with a Gem Razor on a Stonecoil Serpent, you realize that protection from multicolor, you don't have a way to kill it. But a Careless Celebrant with Death Touch from Call of the Death Dweller can kill that protection from multicolor Stonecoil Serpent. So that is the main reason we're trying this out, and I've been impressed with it. Its ability to pick off 2-drops as well as 1-drops, and also trade with a 4-power creature or a 4-toughness creature on its own. It's not nothing. It comes up from time to time. I like it. Also the ability to pick off Planeswalkers when you sacrifice it. It's a little bit better at that than a Butcher or a Footlight Fiend. So we also had so many 1-drops, I had a feeling that playing a 2-drop wouldn't get in the way too much. How about this glitch, by the way? They just patched something today in maintenance. I don't know what. And this is still here. Weird. No Fabled Passage this time. We're running Temple because we really want lands to produce black, as we have an overwhelming amount of need for black mana and a minimal need for red mana. Fabled Passage also on turn 4 sets off the opponent's Mayhem Devil, which is a huge problem. This deck is the sacrifice deck without Mayhem Devils. So in those matchups, it's really important that you claim their Mayhem Devil and then get rid of it, because otherwise that card will absolutely torture you and it doesn't care if you have a 5/5. So now's the part where we reveal to everybody that this is a post-games recording. I've had a pretty terrible day. I recorded some games, but there was no sound. And I don't know why, but a restart of the computer and a rebooting of the Scarlet fixed everything, and I had to re-record all those games. I thought about doing the record over commentary. I would have if I thought the games were particularly intensely awesome. I thought they were just okay. So I decided to give it another go. But because of that, I'm without food. I'm a bit behind on my day. I still have a lot of work to do, and I still need to get to my stream. So this is your intro and outro both in one. And I'm not sure what I would change about this deck, but to give you spoilers for how the deck overall turned out for me, it's not the better sacrifice deck. It's just a way to play with a cool card in a shell that's already very good. There is no way I want to go out and play this deck when there's so much Rakdos in Best of 1 already. They have Mayhem Devils. I don't. It's a terrible idea. And there are all these decks designed to beat Rakdos. So Grafdigger's Cages coming out of sideboards from Fae of Wishes and Karns left and right. Those are big headaches too. Scavenging Ooze is a big problem. So this is not the version I would actually recommend to play for ranked, but if you want to try something different and you want to make some demons instead of doing the same old Cat Oven stuff, this is a pretty fun deck to play, and I like having Lurrus as the companion again. So that's my take on the deck. I think you'll enjoy the games. Let's dive in. Remember, no outro this time. I'll just tell you right now, kids, you're cool, and let's let the nonsense begin. We have a Gutterbones, a Priest, and 2 claims. So we play this hand. Our opponent says this is mono red. Mono red, mono red. Vessel has lifelink, so let's get that on the field. Neither creature could block the Fervent Champion anyway. Does the opponent want to kill the Vessel? Because if we have a way to reanimate it, the opponent just immediately has to deal with a 5/5. Opponent lights the stage on 2 after playing a land. Kind of weird. And then they shock the Vessel. Alright, let's find out if the opponent has another shock. They do get to rob us here, which is frustrating. Well, it doesn't look like they're getting rid of the Priest. And they hit one of our land, of course. Careless Celebrant shows up. So do we use a claim on this situation? We don't have to, right? Careless Celebrant cleans the board just fine. Careless Celebrant. So they could have an Infuriate, but I guess it doesn't matter what we target if that's the case. Bonus card, it's a land. We can get back Gutterbones or play an Oven. Let's get the Gutterbones. A little bit more mana efficient. And we still have 2 claims in the bank. Feels good. And that's why. That is why. Give me that. We'll play you. Attack with you. Also makes a Satyr for later. Now for your next Instrument of Torture. 2 Satyrs for later. I forgot how that worked. Alright, we can play you. And let's go ahead and shock here and play the Oven. I think it makes a lot of sense to get an Oven on the field so that we can start making food if the opponent starts killing our stuff. Life total matters. So, mono red, you attacked face. You had the 1-2-3 curve, but now what? Alright, couple little critters. Bit more aggro, down to 10. Another Gutterbones. So we're definitely going to target our opponent. We could see if they want to trade the Gutterbones for the Spitter first, because then they lose the Robber. Actually, we can just attack with all these, right? We could also claim the Robber, but I think I want to save the claim. Let's pressure their life. If they block any one of this, they lose their whole board to the Priest. And so they take it. I think I have enough mana here that getting back a Gutterbones isn't necessary. Let's think. So there'll be 1-2. We can get Lurrus, play Lurrus. Or we can get Lurrus, play Gutterbones. I don't think I'll have an extra 2 mana though. If they can't deal with the Priest, they probably don't deal with the Lurrus. Alright. Another land. So now I think we can play Gutterbones too. So we get Lurrus. Play Luris. And booyah! I said gutter bones. How about a vessel? How about a 5/5? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I had forgotten all about the Archfiend's Vessel ate the shock. I bet you wish you had shocked the priest. Red mage. Bone crushies. You get no 4/3. Opponent says go. This is just lethal, I think. Got him. Red mage down. We can try this out. We've got the cat in the oven after all. So many love-struck beasts. Hello, I am Kitty Cat. Let's do this. So do you think they'll have the Gem Razor? I guess we'll find out. What? Okay. That's a play you can make. On guard. If you hated the first one, wait till you get a load of this one. Temple's looking bad for us right now, by the way. It's gonna be a tough game. Here's the beast. We don't yet have a way to deal with it. Priest, though, is very good, and they already used one Primal Might. So I think I like getting this on the battlefield. And we'll see how badly the opponent can beat us up. Do I want to draw a Dreadhorde Butcher? I guess we can bring it back with Death Touch, but we already have a Careless Celebrant doing a very similar job. So next turn is probably like Oven, Celebrant. Yeah, I think drawing another creature is fine. Claim would be better though. So how about that Questing Beast? Oof. Do I take all that? If I chump, there's no way I can use the priest next turn, so we can't do that. So Butcher can deal 1 damage here, then we can get it back. If we draw a land off the top, we can get it back with Death Touch and deal with the Questing Beast as well. Otherwise, the 2 extra mana, we can't resurrect this and sacrifice it the same turn unless we draw a land. But I guess we may as well use the Celebrant. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Alright, 2 damage over here. Land off the top that is untapped would be nice, but I'm sure it will be a temple. Oh, nice. Okay, so Call of Death Dweller. Get me back the Celebrant and the cat. Put a Death Touch counter on the Celebrant. Put a Menace counter on the cat. Opponent takes a drain. Village Rites. We want to wait, actually, don't we? We do want to wait until right before combat to kill this in case they have a second Questing Beast. We could play the Oven to do it, but that risks Gem Razor. So I think I'd rather just use the Village Rites here. That felt good. That felt very good. All their offense is dead. No Mayhem Devil required. Okay, they brought a Serpent. We have a few cool tricks with the call, but I don't think we need them. We also get to save claim. I forgot this. Actually, I forgot that this card is a 2/2. I thought it was still a 1/1. That's what we call oops. But don't worry. I'm still going to get him. I'm still going to get him. They give up the Serpent and make a 3/3 Pelt Collector. Alright. So get one of these. Get one of these. Put the Death Touch counter over here. And the opponent will probably block, and then they'll take more damage. So I guess we can put Menace here, even though we're probably going to sacrifice it anyway. Send it in. Opponent doesn't block. Or if they do block, they still take one. And we play the Oven, and now we're ready to throw the Butcher in it to kill the Pelt Collector, if when we want to. I'll take the 3 points if they attack, though. I can save the Dreadhorde Butcher to kill something else. I don't want to tap the Oven for like doing cat stuff while I have the Butcher down. Just in case they blow it up. Just in case they go for Gemraiser. Alright, they go to end step. So we can do this now. Sure. Rats. Guess I shouldn't have. That's what I get. But it's okay. We still have another call. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our opponent's at 9. Do I have a way to just kill them? With 2 cats in the graveyard, I can deal 2 damage. And call it a game. I wouldn't call it a great hand, but we will roll with it. On the draw, too. Celebrant has to prove its worth. So careless. You get that sinking feeling on turn 1 when the opponent gets to ramp a Grazer. Let's go ahead and play a Gutter Bones. We're probably just going to sack it for 2 cards. Are we missing land? I think we are. Okay. Game on. Well, that's unfortunate. Just testing the waters here. See if the opponent's going to play it scared. Another castle. Don't need that. Let's just hold the rights. Next turn we might be able to get rid of this Grazer. Does the opponent draw land this turn? No. They might have a Growth Spiral, but they should just play that on their turn, I think. Who knows? Let's do this thing. Anything else? Eliminate the Gutter Bones. I think I'd rather play the Vessel this turn than use the rights and potentially get the 5/5 soon. We also have to get the Butcher off the board to really get a lot out of our call, but maybe we'll find a way. They found the land, and they have a Tameo. They no longer have to sacrifice permanents. It's important to keep in mind. And they're digging for Cultivate, and they put a Krasis and 3 lands into the graveyard. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get anything dead this turn, or at least not 2 things. I'm trying to decide if there's... The stupid Grazer, man.
You're making it difficult to work.
I can play the Celebrant, sacrifice it to Village Rights. Get rid of that frickin' Grazer. Our opponent's really close to getting Uro back, but they don't have the right mana. God, that Grazer has absolutely destroyed me this game. Alright, we got a Vessel. I think we want the other Vessel on the field. So next turn we can get back a Celebrant with the Death Touch Menace combo and a 5/5. The opponent didn't draw the blue to get back Uro yet. If I were them, I might have minused the Tamiyo to get the land, but I guess it depends. All depends on their hand, but once they've touched every card 100 times, they'll figure it out. Wow, they get rid of the Vessels. That's a lot of respect. That's a lot of respect.
Seek and find.
And they hit double Cultivate, okay. Well, I guess we know their hand is full of Ugin. I don't think I can beat them. This whole draw was just too slow and too bad. If we're going to beat them, what will it take? Nothing. I can't think of anything I can do. They don't want to get back Uro, though. That's something I keep on thinking about. They'll get back Uro, but they don't want to because they fear Claim the Firstborn. I do have to start attacking them. And I want to keep a variety of cards on the battlefield to play around extinction events. So I think what that means, so we get back the Gutter Bones and play one. It looks really weak, but it's not. Now we have to just think about hitting the life total. Opponent top decks the castle. Here's Nissa.
I will aid you. The land shall conquer you.
Okay, they tapped the swamp. I think we just have to think life total. I don't think there's any other way.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Cat. Get you. Play you. Say go. If the opponent plays a giant Krasis, we could draw a claim. And that's probably all we're really trying to do. Yeah, that is not claim respect, that's for sure. In fact, that's really close to lethal, right? Get back and eliminate. Right now they don't have 2 black mana, but when they untap the Nissa they could. Okay.
I follow the tracks of the wise.
So they can float a black.
Rise, my elemental friend.
So in attack step, if we sacrifice this, target their swamp, they have to tap this to eliminate, and then they have no blockers. So let's go for it. They don't really want to eliminate these 2 creatures anyway. See, now if I draw a claim, they can't eliminate their own Krasis. Wow, they're going to give up 3 damage on me to cast Eliminate on a creature I don't care about. Interesting. It also removes a blocker. Like, this is... I don't think this is smart. I think this is dumb. But we'll see. Still to be determined who's right and who's wrong on this one. I don't have a way to sacrifice it though, do I? I can steal it. But I gave up the village rights. But if I hadn't given up the village rights, this never would have been possible. So I hit the opponent for 11. I can hit them for another 12, 13. It's so far away, though, from winning. I don't have a way to see more cards either. It just is what it is. Alright, so. Death Touch, definitely. Menace, definitely. Claim your Krasis. Do we let him have the Nissa? Without it, they have Ugin. Yeah, I think I just have to try to kill them. They can do Ugin without the Nissa. It's been a long shot in this game since the Grazer hit the battlefield and our mana was awkward. The fact that we're even hanging in there, it's a big, big step.
Harness the elements.
16. How could they kill me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They could Ugin deal 3 to my face, but that doesn't kill me. I really needed them to not have it. There wasn't much else I could do.
Reality is unwritten.
Looks like we just lose to the lands here. Very depressing. I don't even have a way to like deal extra damage. So I can play Lurrus, they bolt it. I don't have a way to gain extra life either. Claiming something doesn't do any good, or I could go for the top deck with the castle, but it won't do it. I would need a way to draw 2 claims. We tried. There's only 4 mountains in the deck, but this hand happens about every 3 games. Makes sense. I'm sure that's just math, right? This hand is great, though. Can't be too depressed. I could use the last land. Call is really good, though. We're up against Gigantha. They're probably going to have some way to kill the priest, and then we need to get it back. But I need land more. Like, if I don't curve out against them, if I don't have mana open for my village rights and the ovens, I'm just going to lose. I also need claim more. Hello. Let's get this down. Give it as quick a chance as possible to be good. But yeah, we need claim for Mayhem Devil. So we might have to slow roll this claim for a while. Okay, our opponent has an oven. We'd found the land. I don't want to steal their gutter bones. In fact, I'm not going to steal anything now that they have an oven. It's just not going to happen. So I guess I'll get in there for a point of damage. Yeah, there's the card I can't really beat. So let's start here. This way the opponent can't really get a free attack with the Gutter Bones. They're going for it anyway. I'll take that. It's a good deal for me. So we try to grab this, they sacrifice it. Whatever. Not gonna get around that easily. But at least they don't get to kill the priest. So, did they draw another devil? They have a Woe Strider. This version of the deck is so good against me that it almost makes my version unplayable, but it would help if I drew my vessels and actually got to make 5/5s. That's for sure. Oh, we have a frantic, psychotic card toucher. I love it. So we can grab Lurrus and bring the cat back for free, and then we have the option to sacrifice to the priest, but we don't have to. What I don't like about that is we end up without mana available for the rights. The opponent does have to deal with the Lurrus, though, and if they could, they probably would have. This is a tough one. On the other hand, getting like Careless Celebrant Village Rights, just killing off the Woe Strider sounds okay. And there might be a spot for that. Let's go for it. The opponent probably won't have trouble bringing it back, but it's much more mana intensive. If they give up the goat now, we get an attack. As they try to scry their way to a cat. Once they have a cat, we're in big trouble. They kept on top. It's probably a cat. Two cards. Another Celebrant and a Call. It's pretty nice. Weird game so far. Your go. We know you kept on top. You're not sacrificing that passage. Okay, now they are. What's the play? What does your 4 mana do? Are you a Rankle gamer? Oh, we're playing Judith? With a mana open? Oh, I see. You have even more! Claim. The opponent will throw Judith in the oven, but we can also kill it with a Celebrant. Make a food, get the cat thing going again. We still don't have enough creatures to do the tricks, and we do need to save this for the devil. So what did they hold 2 mana open for? They could have been getting a Gutter Bones. They must have something here. Oh, I guess it's a removal spell. I guess my priest is going to die, but let's find out. Okay, we're just stone cold munching food. All right. Gutter Bones gets to stay in the yard. Woe Strider arrives as a 5/4. Goat token acquired. May as well do it now. I'm not sure. We might have an attack if we decide to use the claim, although I doubt I will. See what land we reveal. Drawing another 1-drop. Is that good? It doesn't feel like I need another cat, but let's see. So, we use call, we get back a Celebrant. We sacrifice that and the cat. We have 2 mana left over, and then 3. I think what we're doing then is playing Lurrus, so this isn't the draw we want. Could have also run this through the cat oven first to get a cat and a few extra damage. I think it's worth it to keep the oven untapped, but we'll see. Get that Woe Strider off the board. Please don't recommend I steal things with Claim. They have an oven. We're just holding it for those Mayhem Devils. To force them to get rid of them. What else can we do? So much food. Dude with food. Alright. So if we play this and they kill it, it feels real bad because we got nothing out of it. But they're having trouble killing this priest. I'm gonna go for it. It's gonna be gutsy. Might be a silly move. The opponent buys Gigantha. Another oven, okay. I don't know. Their hand boiled down to not much. You're telling me there's a chance. We have a bit of land ourselves. I think we play the Celebrant for free. We can always play a cat later. Get him. That Gigantha will have to be priest foddered. Eating the food. They still haven't found that cat. I think they've bottomed most of their scries too, so they're doing what they can to find it. This gives us castle activation. I bet they wish they got their gutter bones back at some point though. They've been prioritizing munching instead. What are we targeting? Just the Woe Strider. Okay. So with Trigger on the stack, we can bin the Celebrant, target the Woe Strider so they don't get to sacrifice the goat. And here's Gigantha. Let's draw a card. Cat comes back. Alright, they've got a goat to protect their 5/5, but we've got a Celebrant, so that's kind of easy. Which we get to play off the Lurry. So this is 2 damage. We pointed at the Celebrant, or at the goat, so that the opponent loses the Gigantha, for sure. So they're going to throw it in the oven now, so that they have a million food. And now what? Let's play out the priest. Play out the gutter bones. So we could eat the gutter bones, get it back, play it, and I think that's better than drawing a card. We do let the shields down on the oven. That's the big downside. Could untap a priest and go again, but nah. If there was another creature we had to hit, it would make sense. They found their cat. Lord Almighty, they found their cat. Cat at last. Keep celebranting. Yeah. Munching food. This is going to take a while. I think we're ahead, but I know we're ahead, but the opponent has a lot of means. a lot of means to do things. Okay. Let's do this. Little Gutter Bones loop action to use the mana. Attack with the Lurry. Opponent can do the cat thing. Alright, they remembered. Just checking. We could make them sacrifice it, but they just do it again. Cat City, baby. Oh, they're reaching for it. Okay, so if they bring the cat back now, I'll make them sacrifice it. They'll be down 1 food. Do it. Do it. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I bring back my cat. We gotta work our way through all this food somehow. They can still bring it back again, but they're just down 1 cat. That's what's up. Village Rights. Do you like cats, guys? You got a lot of fun things you can do with these cats. Another call. Go into the Woe Strider again. Okay. I feel like we've been here, done this. They are just making this goat work. I don't think it's worth 5 life for a card. I think we're doing okay. But look at him. Look at him fighting back into this. Alright, play the Gutter Bones and the Celebrant. Activate Priest. 2 points for Gryffindor. I guess this is where they scry their face off. Goat down. Oh, we got a vessel. Lurry's gonna love it. But Lurry can wait. Lurry's gonna get excited, but in a minute. Actually, we can use another priest here, can't we? We have a Village Rights. We can get Gutter Bones back again. I guess there's no good reason not to. Another land. Can throw that in the oven to get the cat going again. And we'll play you tapped. You can attack if we do. The opponent brings back the cat, does the thing. So we won't, because last time we took a point of damage doing an IQ test, which our opponent passed. Cat, oven, cat, oven, cat, oven, oven, cat. Oven, cat, cat. Cat, oven. Cat, oven. Cat, oven. Oven, cat, cat. Doing it. Living the high life. Butcher. Okay. What am I supposed to do about that? I guess just make sure it doesn't kill anything relevant. Bones to the graveyard. Cat to the battlefield. We block over here, and we block over here, and we sacrifice the cat to the oven, so there's no 2 points of damage for Lurrus. And now the opponent will sacrifice their cat, so I don't gain life. Okay. 1 point. I guess they are going to let me gain life? Sure. Smooth. Getting crushed. Alright, so we get 3 life out of the deal. That's not bad. I think that's better than the village rights. We'll get Lurie back. I have faith. That wasn't the greatest play I've ever made. But whatever. Our opponent getting absolute max out of this Woe Strider. You gotta love it. Let's get some more cat oven action. $35 cards. We've drawn a lot of land. There's a lot of spells to go here. There's a claim. Still drawing plenty of land. Alright. I don't want to use a claim if I don't have to. Let's see what we can do here. Make a food, bring back the cat, so we can bring back the gutter bones, so we can use the priest. We have worn down their food supply a bit. So many tricks with cats and ovens. Give me your goat. Okay, they're gonna bring a cat back and sacrifice that, maybe? Cool. We get Call. That's pretty nice. Give me Lurie. Here, Lurie. So, do I want the Vessel right now? Make a 5/5? Pretty strong. Pretty tempting. But Celebrant can make sure this Woe Strider dies. Also tempting. Of course, Claim can also do that. We probably should get a 5/5 on the field if we have the chance. Give me your Woe Strider. The opponent, of course, will say no. They'll use the oven. Still digging. Yep, there's the oven. Goat remains. 2 foods. What an absurd game. All that, and I have to shock for a Blood Crypt. What a world. But we need to restart the cat oven cycle somehow. Here we go again. Duty. Could activate this now, but what would I give up? Nothing I really want to lose. Pick on Lurrus, of course. But if they don't have an oven untapped at the end of this, I get to claim Judith, and then I'm pretty sure I win. Alright, so they target Lurrus. We can sacrifice those, make the opponent sacrifice their token. We get 2 mana. I don't have anything to do with it. I think we keep the priest untapped and just do this. Okay. Why now? Not sure. Oh, it's gutter up. They already damaged me though. Okay. It's fine. Alright, so now they have no claim protection. They do have the mana to eat the food, so they might not be dead, but we can give it a shot. Yeah, it's gonna leave a lot of marks. A lot of marks. Gonna eat some food and then they're tapped out. And they know that that's going to be the end. They know that's much more than enough once we start using the oven. Shuffler hype! Bounty? Cool. We'll see if they're ready for Priest. Looks like they're playing this deck. You know the one. Everybody's into it. A little bit of white aggro time. Ooh. I might not be able to activate this next turn. That would be absolute tragedy. So I think we go with the Butcher instead. If the opponent blocks and goes indestructible here, then the Butcher still kills the bounty. And I think they see that. Second Hollow Blade. Gross. What? Who plays that card? But I'm glad if they're going to use it, they use it here. Alright, we did draw a cheap card in Gutter Bones. So we're ready to actually start using the Priest next turn. And we'll see if they brought another Conclave Tribunal to the party. Interesting. What do you suppose that's about? What pump spell do you think they carry? I think it's a bluff. But I can't call it. The Priest is too important. So if they bluffed me, good for them. Post-combat Pridemate. I don't understand. We have a lot of cards that require red. Not a lot of ways to use them. So I can play a Butcher, pick off the bounty, then they have to sacrifice one of these. That's fine. I could attack with the Gutter Bones. If the opponent blocks it, I guess that's a problem. I could also play a Butcher and attack with that. If I play Butcher, does the opponent block? I guess they might sack the bounty to save this from the Butcher. But I can still Priest if I decide to. Let's see what happens. I guess we can say go, and if they sack... I guess they can wait till this completely targets. If they do that, we don't get any more plays this turn, which is pretty bad. So we go for this now. They've got some kind of a trick. Maybe it's a Light of Hope. That's the trick I played in this deck. So we get the rights, we get to buy this back even though it's in combat, which is a big deal. Play this, keep scrying. Another Priest. I don't have time for this. I don't think. Alright, Bones, let's go. So next turn, claim, hopefully sweep their board. They do have enough mana to make a 1/1, but they used it, and they have Lurrus. Okay. That's gonna be... Oh, that's not gonna work. I can't claim the Lurrus. But I did draw a Celebrant. We can pick off a lot of their stuff. This is pretty good. I can't claim anything till I get rid of this bounty. And that's okay. Because we got Butcher and we've got Careless Celebrant. And this is going to really tax the opponent on what they want to do. I guess if they don't want to sacrifice this, what happens? They want to sack this for protection. But Lurrus is what they want to keep. If I target the bounty, that's something they're probably going to do anyway. So let's go here. And Celebrant here. There's the sacrifice of the bounty. They give up a Hollow Blade, I'm sure. 3 mana, huh? Now, if they get back the bounty, we can play Lurrus, get back one of these, sacrifice the Gutter Bones, and that should get him dead. Because they don't have enough mana to make a 1/1 and use the bounty. They know they are doomed. Oh my gosh, we got double Vessel. Maybe we'll draw Call of the Death Dweller and do the thing. Maybe. Let's roll. Lock them up, okay? Priest! Sorry, got excited. It's loud. How do you play decks that can't deal with Priest in this meta? But they do. They do all the time. They just spam their speakers. So do we grab one of their speakers? Or do we save claim for something more dangerous? I'm pretty sure if I attack with this Vessel, they won't block. Then we can use a Priest off the 2 Vessels and get Lurrus set up. Lurrus as a way to get back the Archfiend's Vessel. They give up one of their speakers. Smart of them to acknowledge that they're probably never going to get to use it. Let's get the Lurrus. Shock. Play the Oven. Pass the turn. Next turn we begin the Lurrus Demon March. Sounds so evil. Does mean we might not use Priest for a while. Heliod. Dangerous card. The Mega Hawk assembling. Alright, also the speaker. Vessel. So in the story for Liliana, the Chain Veil demons whisper to her and they go, Vessel. And that's why you hear me doing that sometimes. My creature bigger. What you gonna do about it? And they still have to deal with the Lurrus or I make another. And then they probably should think about dealing with the Priest. Like, this is the Rakdos Vice Grip, even though Even though my cards are 2 mana or less, there's so many must-kill threats going on. You know what would be good? Baneslayer Angel. Target. Lurrus. I don't want to give up my demon, so we'll throw Lurrus in the oven. But now it's still in the graveyard, so if we find Call of Death Dweller, we do it again. What? I guess the opponent can try to grow this, but we have claim. So, cool. That is bold. That's a very bold play. We should probably wait on claim. We should be patient. Right now the opponent doesn't have a good attack, so maybe if I just don't attack, they don't have good attack. But if they have another Banishing Light, this would be a mistake not to attack. Obviously trying to race them isn't the greatest. Let's just be patient, because eventually claim and use Priest is better. We do need some of our resilient cards. We need a cat, we need a Gutter Bones. Don't need that land. And I don't plan to sacrifice both of these. Maybe I should have attacked. For me, it's very instinctual to hold up the Priest activation. Okay, a little indestructible time. Does this mean you attack here with the Hawk? No. Right. Need something that we want to sacrifice. And they have 2 mana open. Could be a protection spell of some kind. More likely they have an Ajani, right? Let's go for it. Hawk acquired. Hit him in the air. We don't want to give them a chance to block with the dog if we're going to make them sacrifice it anyway. Doesn't really matter. I guess they could make a mistake and take a damage, but if they have a Light of Hope, we just lose a Priest for no reason. Do I want to use the Rights or the Priest? No respect for the dog. We'll draw 2. Surely we'll find something else to make the Priest hum a bit better. Oh, will we ever? Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking. That's the Priest fodder we've been digging for. Yes! Let's do it again. Why not? Use all the mana, get all the cards, drain all the life. Just suck their freaking souls. With a cat in hand, we know that we can use the double black for something. Like, I think we just play this cat because we keep the oven thing going, so they're going to die quicker. I think that's better than playing another Priest or a Gutter Bones, unless we want to throw the Priest in the oven, but not really. 4th land acquired. Lurrus from the opponent. Lurrus not great against things like Priest. You just have to sacrifice stuff. Protection won't help. Indestructible won't help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can turn on Heliod, but we have a cat. Just block the Heliod. The other card in their hand, probably another Heliod. They go with the Hawk. Okay. Pulls it back, sees the cat. Alright, give him the kitten. Classic kitten style. They're dead. I don't think I even have to enter the red zone. the priests and the cat. They will cover the rest of this. Opponent gives up the Heliod. A surrender if ever I've seen one. But like I said, I think they have another one in their hand. Alright, down to 2. Fire at will, Commander. And don't forget to pick your creature. And that's game.